On Georgia Avenue, an absolutely tragic and horrific set of two crashes. One which happened in 2016, and one which happened just this year in 2021 at Georgia Avenue in May, or near Georgia Avenue in May, just a couple of blocks apart. Unfortunately, they are not even the only two individuals who've been killed within 2 blocks of that intersection. Back in 10 years ago, my own daycare provider was also killed at Georgia and Regina, which is just 2 blocks north of there. So I want to hand the microphone over to Rachel, and hopefully it works for you. But here you go, Rachel.
Thank you. Excuse me, I put my speech on my phone, so. My name is Rachael Grossman, and I am here today to share an unbelievable story about my parents' death caused by a lack of road safety. Within a 4-year span and only 2 blocks apart, both Robert, known lovingly as Bob to those who loved him, and Claire Grossman passed away due to pedestrian accidents. My father died at Georgia Avenue and Regina Drive in 2016, crossing the street to catch the bus for High Holy Day services at synagogue. My mother died at Georgia Avenue in Rippling Brook in April this year, crossing the street to return home from a day of work. The speed limit on Georgia Avenue is 35 miles per hour. The person that hit my mom was going far above that. According to the online Maryland court case search, he had a string of traffic violations on his belt and has continued to rack up more violations since her death. Many people speed on that road, but what good is a speed limit if it's not enforced? The grief was overwhelming. As someone who also relies on public transit, I now take public transit only during the daytime because I'm scared of getting hit myself. While I am on the road to becoming a driver myself, I was so scared of killing someone and taking away what was taken from me. I had to take a break from driving lessons. While each day gets easier, I have had to slow down my transition for self-growth and improvement to grieve the loss of my parents. I'm advocating to make the streets safer for everybody, pedestrians, riders, and drivers. At a minimum, we need to install more speed cameras. Even better, let's invest in infrastructure. Let's make roads safer by adding speed bumps, pedestrian crosswalk lights, bike lanes, etc. We live in a metropolitan area so close to the capital. The lack of safety measures is astounding living near DC, which relies heavily on public transportation. We can prevent more unnecessary deaths with some changes because nobody needs to lose a loved one due to unsafe roads that minimize safe pedestrian crossings. Thank you for coming here, and thank you all for listening.